Yesterday I came across a recipe for something called SAEGWA, and I'm probably saying that in a weird way, but it's basically Korean apple tea, which sounds so good to me. So I want to make some because I happen to have some apples that look very, very sad. Yeah, they don't look great. I don't really want to eat these, but they're perfectly fine to eat. They're just not ideal. That's not a texture I'm fond of, but I do know that apples last a very, 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 very long time. And a lot of time food that doesn't really necessarily look great is still totally edible. So I'm gonna try to put these to use instead of just throwing them in the garbage, and we're gonna make some SAEGWA. There's already been a change of plans because I realized one of the main ingredients I don't have, which is ginger. So this is gonna be more like a mulled cider kind of vibe. So basically the only thing I have is apples. If you want to know what you're supposed to put in this, 2 pounds of apples, 10 cups of water, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, 4 inches of ginger, 2 cinnamon sticks, and 2 teaspoons of black peppercorns. I'm gonna make significantly less because I don't want a full 10 cups of tea and I don't have 2 pounds of apples. But I do want this to be a good trial run because there are a few apple trees in the field behind our house. They're like really, really old wild apples. They're very sweet, but they're super small. So it feels kind of high maintenance to make stuff with them because they're so small. You don't actually get that much fruit with it. So I think this could be a really good recipe to use for that. I'm gonna use this Dutch oven and I'm basically just going to fill it. I don't think this recipe has to be super exact, so I'm just gonna eyeball it. Oh, you heard apples.
Nice.
So while my apple tea steeps, I thought I would do a little estate sale haul because I got some really cute things on the weekend and I'm just very excited about them. This first thing actually wasn't from the estate sale. It was from the thrift store, but it just happened to be on the same day. And it was these really, really adorable tea light holders that they're like this crackled glass, and then they have this hand-painted pumpkin motif on them. I have a cracked glass pumpkin that it's in storage and I need to bring it out because I think these will go perfectly with it. But I'm gonna get some beeswax votives for them. I think these will be really cute, just as a little accent here and there. I'm very intentional about the candles that I take to the bath, and specifically to read by in the bath. And I think these will be a perfect addition to that kind of candle scheme as it starts getting darker earlier, and all I want to do in the afternoons and evenings is just run a bath and light some beeswax candles and read a book for like an hour and shrivel up like a prune. So then my mom and I discovered this estate sale, which was basically just this huge house and barn worth of things being cleared out for many, many weekends at a time. So we're very happy we discovered it. And the first thing that caught my eye at this estate sale was this tin tray. How cute is this? It has 4-leaf clovers all over it. And then on the back, it has a little description. It says, the magic 4-leafed clover. In ancient France, the people believed the 4-leafed clover was endowed with marvelous virtues and good luck. and this belief still remains all over the world. I think that's cute. I love a little tray. If you follow me, you know I love a tray. The next thing that I found, they probably had like at least 50 beautiful wicker baskets of all different types. So we will be going back this weekend and I might have to get another one. But the one that I settled on was this big, like, I'm gonna call it a harvesting basket because that's what I'll be using it for. I love the weave. I think it's so pretty, and I love this, like, I don't know what kind of wood this is, but I really like this like bleached kind of look to weaving. But it's so pretty. Oh my gosh. It's a really good basket where it makes a lot of noise when you hold it, you know? Little creaking noises. That is the mark of a good basket to me. The next thing I found was actually like I don't want to say bucket list item because I think that term's weird, but like a dream item. Oh, it's so gorgeous. And it's this terracotta, it's got a bug's nest in it. It's this terracotta pot with this beautiful like swooping detail on it. I don't know what you call this, but I just love any terracotta that's remotely, we call this embellished, decorated. I just love them. They're always so expensive though. Just totally out of my price range. So I was really happy when I found that. And then I got a matching little tray with it. My mom also picked up a few things and all together they gave us everything for $20. So I was really happy with that. And then my mom came home from work yesterday and brought me the most amazing gift. It's not gonna seem like much to some people, but let me just tell you, my dreams in life are very simple. And one of those dreams was to have a Myrtle topiary in a beautifully decorated terracotta pot. And now my dream can finally become a reality because my mom brought me home this beautiful Myrtle topiary. I love it so much, and just look at how beautiful it's gonna be in this pot. This is actually, like, this might seem so unbelievably simple to some people, probably most people, but this is actually like giving me butterflies just looking at it. I've just been waiting for this exact combination of things for so long. Myrtle is one of those things, it's just a little bit expensive. The topiaries are usually anywhere from like $20 to $40 at our local not grocery stores, at our local garden centers. And that's just a little bit more than I want to pay for a plant at one time. And so it's always just something that I stare at when I'm in the garden center and like I'm in love with. So I'm really excited. I'm going to clean this pot up because it is full of dirt. And then I'm going to figure out how I want to pot this. I don't think I have any potting soil right now. At least I can't find it. So I don't know what I'm going to do. But it also came with some moss, which I absolutely love because that obviously just makes the whole picture. And then we're gonna go upstairs and we're gonna find a spot for our new beautiful friend. I'm so excited. Probably way too excited. More excited than I should be. Okay. Apple tea is ready for a taste test. I'm gonna let this cool down for a second because as you can see it's extremely hot, but this smells so good. I don't think there's a more fall smell than what's in this cup right now. I'm gonna link the original recipe down below. I don't know if I could still call this SAEGWA because what I put in it was cinnamon, black pepper, and then I put some ground cloves as well. And I sweetened it with a little bit of maple syrup. This is so good. I actually didn't think it would be that great because all of the varieties of apples I used weren't really any favorites of mine, but oh my god, this is amazing. I'm so excited to make this with apples from the field or from the orchard. Oh my god. This is so good. With ginger especially, I can see how that would be even better. So I'm really excited. Get some fresh ginger, some better apples, and make this again, just constantly. I want to have this all the time. I'm very excited about this new discovery. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to my pile of crap. I need to do a reset. Exhibit A, Exhibit B, Exhibit C. I have to clean my bedroom. This is getting out of control. I'm so excited because we're almost at fall. It still feels very hot outside. It's like 30 degrees outside today. Not loving that. But I know one day soon it's gonna come. It's gonna finally feel like it's here. And I'm gonna want a perfectly clean, fresh slate. I really don't like bringing new things into my space unless I have a nice clean slate to start with. And so later this week, I'm very excited to get some of my fall decor out, but I need to do some serious work here first so that it's all worth it when I finally take those pumpkins down from the attic. I have a slight cleaning and organizing routine, so I'm gonna share it with you today. This is maybe not the most deep clean reset ever, but it's gonna provide my brain with some serious mental calmness. So the number one thing that we need to start with, if you're tackling a room that has clothing in it, chances are it probably gets a lot messier quicker than other rooms. I feel like wherever you keep your clothes, whether it's your bedroom or if you have a closet separately, clothing and then dishes, like those two things that you use every day, those are gonna accumulate so much. And so tackling the thing that is the most obvious first is always how I like to approach this. So I'm gonna start with the two giant piles of clothing on my floor. And they're not all dirty, of course. Some of them are very much clean. I have a whole bag of clean laundry right here that simply just needs to be folded and put away. But do I care once there's already clothing on my floor? No. I read a really interesting thing in a book actually about cleaning. If you want like basically an encyclopedia for how to manage a home, this book, I'll put a picture of it here. I picked this up on clearance one day at Indigo and oh my god, it is so intense. I would never ever ever dream of following everything in this book. And she even says in the introduction, like, this is just a maximum amount of things that you could ever possibly do. Use this as a jump off point and like pick the things that you need to apply to your life. My mom and I talk about this all the time. Like, I think domestic skills are something that are not taught universally. I'm going to talk about this while I'm folding laundry. What am I doing? I'm procrastinating by talking about what I'm supposed to be doing. Okay, I think a lot of people are overwhelmed by cleaning or like keeping a house running or clean or whatever, even if it's literally just your own bedroom. I don't have my own house. I still live with my parents, but I have a bedroom and a bathroom that I'm solely responsible for keeping clean. And honestly, sometimes I do an absolute horrible job at it. And I think a big reason for that, and this is probably the case for a lot of people, is that we're not actually taught how to properly clean and do things. Obviously, like, women are more socialized, I think, to like know how to take care of a house and how to clean and everything. And regardless on your opinions on that, I think that it's such a shame that it's not something that's universally taught to everybody. Because if you're lucky enough to be living in a space, you should be able to take care of it properly and to like show gratitude towards it by taking care of it. And I think that's something that a lot of us, myself included, take for granted. And then sometimes I realize, like, you are so lucky to even have a home to live in. Like, what are you doing not keeping your floor clean? You know, something as simple as like cleaning off your bedside table so that you have something nice to look at every day when you wake up in the morning. Take care of what you are lucky enough to have, you know? The reason I brought up that book earlier was because she talks about something called the broken window theory. The theory is about crime rates in neighborhoods, and that's not really what I want to talk about, obviously. And I don't know really the validity of that, and I'm sure there could be some things wrong with it. However, she talked about it in regards to cleaning. Basically, the theory is that in a neighborhood, if a window is broken, someone is going to see that and think, okay, this neighborhood is already being affected by petty crime like vandalism, so people are going to feel more inclined to commit more vandalism or more petty crime. I'm probably not explaining that very well, but how she was talking about it in the context of cleaning. the example I used earlier of clothing on the floor would work perfectly. So if you have a spotless bedroom, for example, you just cleaned, you just put laundry away, everything is perfectly the way you want it to be. And since it is that way, every day when you come home and you go to change, put your pajamas on, whatever, you put your dirty clothes in the laundry basket and you put your clean clothes away, because you don't want to leave the first stain on the space. But then maybe say one day you come home and it's just been the worst day and you're so exhausted you can't even put one more ounce of energy into sorting your clothes properly and putting them away. And so you just leave them on the floor. Say you're running late for work the next morning, so you don't get to putting it away. And then that night when you come home, you look at it again and think, there's already clothing on the floor. I'm not gonna go and put these things away. I'm just gonna put them on top of those clothes. And when you explain it like that, it sounds really like there's not actually that much logic to that. It doesn't make sense. You might as well still keep putting things away, even if you don't clean up the stuff on the floor. But for some reason, we use that as an excuse and we're like, no, I'll just keep adding to the pile. But once you realize that you're kind of manipulating yourself into doing that in a weird way, it makes you think about your clothing piles a lot differently, or any piles. And clearly I'm a victim to my own manipulation as well, because look at my floor. But I think it is something good to keep in mind. Once you have your space cleaned, keep that in mind once the first stains start dropping, that it doesn't have to be a snowball effect. Okay, the laundry situation has been taken care of. I'm now going to take care of blankets. I desperately either need to get rid of some blankets or implement some sort of makeshift linen closet somewhere in my life, because they just are on my floor at all times. But I can't help it, I love blankets. The next thing that I want to tackle is flat surfaces. I just filmed the intro and thumbnail for this, so I sort of cleaned off my bedside table. However, I actually just moved everything right over there behind you. So what was a empty dresser is now a dresser covered in the stuff that was on my bedside table. I also have this console table in my bedroom, and it really becomes a dumping ground sometimes. And currently I've just been running around doing so many things in the past few weeks, and it's just got the most random collection of things on it. So we need to address that. One of the big issues I have that I'm looking at right now is books. They do, most of them have a spot, but I need to actually like follow my own rules that I've set for myself and put them all away in that spot. There is gonna be some random things left over. My mom always refers to that as the bottom of the salad when you're cleaning. Because you know when you're eating a salad, kind of all the heavier things and all the dressing, the croutons, everything just kind of falls to the bottom of the bowl. And you're left with these bites of salad that are just very disproportionate to how you began eating the salad. That's how it is when you're cleaning and you're left with kind of just crap piles. And I tend to just kind of move those piles around. I might even move them to another room so I don't have to look at them. And then when I go and clean that room, I'm left with the end of that salad again. It's a problem. I want to really try to address that, because at one point there was no salad in this room. And currently there are a few piles of end of salad kind of things. example of a previous end of salad kind of tray. I've corralled it to make it seem like this was intentional, this is organized, when in fact this is just very lazy. CDs, notebooks, souvenirs, playing cards, all encapsulated in a wool beret. Why?